Ezra was a curious girl. She loved the ocean. She had a special friend named Dolphy.
Dolphy was a playful dolphin.
Ezra and Dolphy played together every day. They swam and splashed in the waves. They shared secrets in the coral reefs. They loved exploring the deep blue sea. One sunny morning, Ezra and Dolphy went on an adventure. They were excited to see what they could find. The ocean was full of surprises. They couldn't wait to discover them all. Ezra and Dolphy swam towards a colorful coral reef. The water was crystal clear, and the vibrant colors of the reef were mesmerizing. They had been exploring the ocean for hours, but this reef was unlike anything they had seen before. Fish swam around them in every color of the rainbow. Schools of fish darted in and out of the coral, creating a living, moving tapestry of colors and shapes. It was like swimming through a living painting. The sun shone through the water, making the coral sparkle. Rays of sunlight danced on the ocean floor, illuminating the reef and making it look like it was covered in tiny, twinkling stars. Suddenly, Ezra spotted something unusual: a pearl. It was nestled among the coral, partially hidden but unmistakably glowing. It was nestled inside a giant clam shell. The clam was enormous, its shell covered in intricate patterns and colors that seemed to shift and change as the light hit it. This was no ordinary pearl. This pearl was glowing. It emitted a soft, ethereal light that seemed to pulse gently like a tiny heartbeat.
Wow, Dolphy, look. Ezra's voice was filled with excitement and wonder as she pointed towards the glowing pearl.
The pearl shimmered with a magical light. It was unlike anything they had ever seen before, and it seemed to be calling to them, inviting them to discover its secrets. It pulsed softly like a tiny heartbeat. The light it emitted was warm and comforting, and it seemed to fill the water around them with a sense of peace and tranquility. Ezra and Dolphy were mesmerized. They had seen many wonders in their underwater adventures, but this glowing pearl was something truly special.
What is it, Ezra? Dolphy's voice was filled with curiosity and a hint of awe as he looked at the glowing pearl.
Ezra gently picked up the pearl. It felt warm in her hand, and the light seemed to grow brighter as she held it. It felt warm in her hand. The warmth was soothing, and it seemed to spread through her entire body, filling her with a sense of calm and happiness.
I don't know, Dolphy, but we need to find out. Ezra's voice was filled with determination. She knew that this pearl was something special, and she was determined to uncover its secrets. They both knew that this discovery was just the beginning of a new adventure. With the glowing pearl in hand, they set off to find out more about its origins and the magic it held within.
Ezra and Dolphy, two curious and adventurous sea creatures, decided to embark on a quest to uncover the mystery of the glowing pearl they had stumbled upon. They swam gracefully through the vibrant underwater world, heading towards a cluster of rocks where Ollie the octopus, known for his wisdom and mesmerizing colors, resided. Ollie was not just any octopus. He was renowned throughout the ocean for his vast knowledge and his ability to change colors in the blink of an eye. His skin could display a dazzling array of hues, making him a living, breathing masterpiece of the sea.
Ollie, Ollie. Ezra called out, his voice echoing through the water. Dolphy joined in, their combined voices creating a harmonious call that resonated through the rocky crevices.
Slowly, Ollie peeked out from his rocky home, his eyes widening in surprise as he noticed the glowing pearl in Ezra's hand. The light from the pearl reflected off his skin, creating a mesmerizing display of colors.
"What is that?" Ollie asked, his voice filled with curiosity and a hint of awe. He had seen many things in his lifetime, but nothing quite like this.
As Ollie examined the pearl, his skin flashed with shades of blue and green, reflecting his deep contemplation. The colors danced across his body, mirroring the swirling thoughts in his mind.
We found it near the coral, Ezra explained, his voice tinged with excitement and wonder. What is it? Why is it glowing? Dolphy added, his eyes wide with curiosity.
Ollie had never seen anything like it before. Despite his vast knowledge, this glowing pearl was a mystery even to him. His skin shifted to a deep shade of purple, a color that signified his deep thought and intrigue.
"I don't know," Ollie admitted, his voice thoughtful. "But maybe the jellyfish will know. They understand the magic of light better than anyone else in the ocean. Their bodies glow with an ethereal light, and they might have the answers you seek."
Ezra and Dolphy thanked Ollie for his guidance. They knew that the journey ahead would be challenging, but they were determined to uncover the secrets of the glowing pearl. With a final wave of their fins, they set off towards the deeper parts of the ocean where the jellyfish resided. The ocean was vast and full of wonders, and as they swam, they couldn't help but marvel at the beauty around them. The water shimmered with life, and the promise of discovery filled their hearts with excitement. They were ready for whatever lay ahead, eager to learn from the wise jellyfish and solve the mystery of the glowing pearl. Ezra and Dolphy swam through a field of kelp. The underwater forest was dense and mysterious, with long strands of kelp swaying gently in the current. The sunlight filtered through the water, casting a magical glow on everything around them. They were on a quest searching for something important, though they weren't quite sure what it was yet. Ahead, they saw a group of jellyfish, their bodies pulsing with a gentle light. The jellyfish moved gracefully, their translucent bodies shimmering with bioluminescence. It was as if they were dancing to a silent underwater melody. Ezra and Dolphy were mesmerized by the sight, feeling a sense of calm wash over them.
"Excuse me, can you help us?" Ezra asked, his voice filled with hope. They had been searching for hours and were starting to feel a bit lost.
The jellyfish floated closer, their lights growing brighter as they approached. It was as if they were curious about the newcomers, wanting to understand their purpose. Their bells shimmered with bioluminescence, casting a soft, ethereal glow on Ezra and Dolphy. The light seemed to communicate a sense of welcome and warmth.
"We found this," Dolphy said, holding out a small glowing object. It was a pearl, but unlike any they had ever seen before. It seemed to radiate a light of its own. "Do you know what it is?" Ezra asked, his eyes wide with curiosity. They had stumbled upon the pearl by accident, and it felt like it was important.
The jellyfish circled the pearl, their lights changing patterns. "It's a magic pearl," they communicated through their light. The patterns of light seemed to tell a story, one of ancient magic and power. It holds the light of the moon. The jellyfish's lights pulsed in a rhythm that felt almost like a heartbeat, emphasizing the importance of the pearl.
"The moon? But why?" Dolphy asked, puzzled. The idea of a pearl holding the moon's light was both fascinating and confusing.
The jellyfish explained that the pearl helped control the tides. Without it, the balance of the ocean would be disrupted. The tides were crucial for the health of the marine ecosystem, affecting everything from the smallest plankton to the largest whales. "It's very important, but it's in danger." The jellyfish's lights flickered with urgency, conveying the gravity of the situation. Ezra and Dolphy felt a sense of responsibility wash over them. "A sneaky eel is trying to steal its magic." The jellyfish's lights flashed in warning. The eel was known for its cunning and greed, and if it succeeded, the consequences could be disastrous. Ezra and Dolphy knew they had to act quickly to protect the pearl and ensure the safety of the ocean. Ezra and Dolphy were worried. They had to protect the pearl.
The jellyfish suggested we talk to Shelley, the wise sea turtle.
"She'll know what to do," a jellyfish assured them. Ezra and Dolphy found Shelley resting on the sandy bottom. She was very old and very wise. Her shell was covered in barnacles and seaweed.
"We need your help, Shelley."
Ezra pleaded. She explained about the pearl and the eel. Shelley listened patiently. When they were finished, she slowly nodded.
"But how can we stop him?"
Dolphy asked, worried. Shelley smiled.
There is one who can help, Wally the whale. He has a voice that can calm even the stormiest seas.
Ezra and Dolphy thanked Shelley and swam off to find Wally. They found him singing a beautiful, haunting song in the deepest part of the ocean. Ezra and Dolphy waited patiently for Wally to finish his song. Then, Ezra explained about the pearl and the eel. Wally listened intently.
I will help you. We must return the pearl to its rightful place, the coral gardens.
Wally led Ezra and Dolphy towards the coral gardens, but the sneaky eel was waiting for them. He darted out from behind a coral, his eyes glinting greedily.
Give me the pearl.
He hissed, snapping his sharp teeth. Ezra quickly hid the pearl behind her back.
"No, it doesn't belong to you."
The eel lashed out with his tail, stirring up the sand. He was trying to confuse them.
Wally, help us.
Wally opened his enormous mouth and let out a powerful sound wave. The eel was thrown back by the force of the sound. Ezra saw her chance. She swam towards the coral gardens. In the center, she saw a pedestal that was shaped like a giant clamshell. This must be where the pearl belonged. As soon as the pearl touched the pedestal, it began to glow brightly. The entire coral gardens lit up with a magical light. The eel, blinded by the light, swam away in defeat. Ezra and Dolphy were overjoyed. They had saved the pearl and protected the ocean. Wally smiled.
You were very brave. The ocean is a better place because of you.
Ezra learned that the ocean was full of amazing creatures and magical secrets. She also learned that it was important to protect the ocean and all its treasures. And so, Ezra and Dolphy continued to explore the deep blue sea, always ready for their next underwater adventure.